Hey kids. So I promised you guys a while ago that I was going to make a video showing off some of my physical BattleTech collection to celebrate the 1,000 subscriber landmark, and it's been a while since then, and I still haven't made it. So now I'm going to make it. I don't have all the stuff that I would like to show off. Some of it I need to still go pick up from my parents' place where I grew up, but hopefully there will be enough stuff that will be of interest. So I should show you some minis, right? Like, I'm a terrible painter, but I think I have some minis that will still be of interest to people because they're kind of old and classics in some ways. So I have a bunch of old plastic unseen, right? So here's like a Crusader. It's like the old Crusader design. You see, I'm terrible. This is painted in the colors of my homebrew mercenary unit, the Excalibur's regiment. And there's a Marauder, right? Now, one of the cool things I have here is this custom Marauder 2 that I made from a Robotech Tactics miniature. The wings I made myself, and I kind of adjusted the size of it a bit, but you can see the scale of it compared with, because it was so much bigger than the old Marauder that I thought it would be cool for a Marauder 2, right? So I got that. I've got some more contemporary stuff, like here's my Night Star that I painted in those same colors. Another in the Marauder series of mechs, right? Super sloppy, as you can see. Here's my old Warhammer, same kind of, that old plastic. These were the BattleTech 3rd edition miniatures that came with the 3rd edition box set. So I've been gradually painting these over the course of many years. Here's another old miniature. This is a bit of a conversion. This is the Victor that came with the CityTech 2nd edition box set. These were really crappy plastic miniatures, but I put a little bit of love into this one, so it looks a little better, at least in terms of the way the sculpt looks. It looks a little better than it originally did. So I got that. I got an old 80s King Crab. That's what the King Crab used to look like for you kids. Oh, here's one. I mean, again, I'm not proud of the paint job, but I do think that this old Shadowhawk looks cool. This is the old plastic Shadowhawk, but I converted it so that the gun points forward. I just think that's a sweet looking sculpt of a mech. I just think, that Dougram, mech design is so cool. So I got that. What else? Like, here's the old Locust, the plastic old Locust. And let's see. Oh yeah, Battlemaster. Battlemaster was another one of the cooler looking unseen mechs. I got a lot of these plastic unseen miniatures. I think they made them look pretty well, especially given the kind of sculpting technology that they had at the time for making plastic. Here's a Phoenix Hawk made in somewhat different colors. This was for my cousin's regiment that he had a while ago. This one isn't based, but I think his paint scheme is cool. Better painter than I am. And here's another old CityTech 2nd edition mech, which is the Orion from that box set. That one didn't start out looking so bad as the Victor did, so I didn't do any conversion on it. I just painted it as is. So the other miniatures that I have to show you are not technically BattleTech miniatures, but a thing that I sometimes do is when I make custom designs, I will use these Reaper Cav miniatures to symbolize my custom mechs. So this is a custom mech that I made, which is a 60-ton triple strength Myanmar mech called the Trailblazer. And I don't remember the name. I don't remember the name of any of these Cav miniatures. But this one I got in metal before they did their plastic miniatures Kickstarters some years ago now. This one is also metal. This is a Draconis Combine mech that I called the Mizuchi, which has a Gauss rifle and a PPC on the shoulders and is kind of a close combat mech. These I don't have based yet. Here's another one, another old metal Reaper miniature. This one is called it symbolizes a mech for me that's called the Outrider, which is a 50-ton kind of fast-moving mech. Somebody's texting me. I should have turned off my phone sounds. So, okay. Oh yeah, and here's one in progress. This one is a conversion that I like the way that it turned out. This is another of these Cav mechs. This one is going to be a 55-ton inner sphere omni mech called the Herald. So you can see it's kind of got a little bit of like a Ryoken Stormcrow thing going on with the hands and the guns. That was the part that I did. And then this one is another Reaper mech that I use. It's not done yet, but it's going to be an inner sphere 75-ton fast heavy cavalry mech called the Sharpshooter, which is kind of like, it's a little bit like a Falconer, except it's got heavier armor and 2 ERPPCs instead of an ERPPC and a Gauss rifle. Okay, so those are like the minis that I thought were maybe worth showing you. Maybe not, I don't know. Now let's see, some other stuff. I mean, so here's an old book. This is my copy of Wolfpack, which is my favorite BattleTech novel. So this is the old copy. This is the one that I read when I was like 14 years old. So here's a cool piece of tabletop BattleTech history that you might not have seen. Succession Wars. So this was the BattleTech grand strategy kind of like 4X game where you controlled an entire house. So it was a 5-player game. It was really unbalanced, of course, because one player had to be House Lao and start out with their forces from 30-25, and another player got to be House Davian and start out with their 30-25 forces, which are a little bit stronger. So the cover on this is definitely a piece of BattleTech history. I mean, I like how, take a look at Giannis Merrick. He looks kind of like Sean Connery. And then they make like, that's a really bad, I mean, Katrina Steiner looks really unattractive there. Doesn't look like a really real human being. She's the one where the face is kind of badly done. And then you've got Takashi Kirita, Hans Davian, and there's Maximilian Lau, who's wearing a really weird outfit. Like, I don't know what is up with his suit here. He looks much more sci-fi than the rest of them. Yeah, but this was really something. So the board, the board was like the whole inner sphere. It was really kind of, the interstellar geography of the board was really inaccurate, but this is what it looks like. So yeah, you can see right off the bat, right? You know, House Lao is not going to be winning a lot of games of Succession Wars. It was definitely not the most balanced game, but very cool game. So that's a fun piece of BattleTech history. And then there's a whole bunch of counters. You can see I bought this one a few years ago used, and I haven't even like popped a lot of the counters. I played this twice when I was a kid, and we never finished a game. But yeah, here's the House Steiner units. So you would have like I believe working backwards that each counter represents 2 regiments, and they could have different combat strengths. Like I remember there was one Lyran Guards regiment that was extremely strong. It was like the strongest unit in the game. And then the light blue ones were the mercenaries. So here's the 12th Star Guard. You can read that. Jump ship tokens would tell you, how many units they could carry. And you had leader tokens. So like, here's Frederick Steiner, the famous Frederick, and he the game also had a First Succession Wars version that you could play as alternate rules. So here is Jennifer Steiner from the First Succession War. I don't know anything about her history, but I guess she's a historical leader of the family. The one thing I remember from playing this as a kid was that spamming conventional regiments was a really good idea because they were really good defensively, and you could kind of like turn your successor state into a fortress. But yeah, like I said, right, I haven't played this in my adult life. What else? I got a couple of field manuals, Field Manual Mercenaries. This is just one of the greatest old books. Lots of incredible lore and details about different mercenary units. Field Manual Draconis Combine, a classic as well. This one was interesting because it was written right before Operation Bulldog, so it was kind of like the material in it became outdated almost immediately when the Combine gained all of this extra territory and gained support from Clan Novicat. And then the last thing I have to kind of show you today is like my prized BattleTech possession that I just kind of made, which is this BattleTech jacket. I was like, well, if I'm going to start kind of going to tournaments and stuff, I should make something. And I went to Gen Con and I was like, I kind of want to like do some softcore cosplay for BattleTech. So I should get something to wear that's like a BattleTech costume. So I got this fake leather jacket, and I got a custom patch made. So that's the patch, that's the unit insignia for my my mercenary unit, the Excalibur Regiment, right? So on the left breast is the Excalibur Regiment regimental symbol. This is like the battalion patch, so I just got this patch with this chevron on Amazon. So this would normally have a Roman numeral for what battalion I was in, but in this case the chevron symbolizes that I'm a member of the command company for the regiment. And then the right shoulder patch, Draconis Combine patch, tells you that I'm under contract to the Draconis Combine. And then there's rank insignias on the collar to tell you that I am a colonel. So this is kind of a thing that, like, if you see a dork at a con wearing this jacket, come up and say hi, because that's me. This is my kind of little piece of BattleTech attire. So I just kind of got done making that and sewing on the patches. So that's the stuff that I have to show you for today. And like I said, I have some more stuff back at home that I didn't get here, so maybe I'll make another my collection video later on. But thanks for watching, and thank you for all the subs and all the support. It's been awesome having this channel. I didn't expect it to kind of be as much of a thing as it has been so quickly. Started doing it 6 months ago, and it's been great fun. So I'm looking forward to doing it for a lot longer.